Don't fuck up. Don't fuck yourself. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Rude Cooking School podcast. I'm your host, John Hauser III, and with me, with a wall full of titties, is...
God, I wish it's Evan the Mayor.
Hey, dude. How's it going?
It's going. Being a federal employee these days is a little hectic.
Yeah, that's okay. Just rub that wall of titties behind you to calm you down. Evan has a filter on that just keeps him in focus, and everything else behind him is fuzzy, and it just kind of looks like his brick wall is just
the
a
standard
bunch of boobs.
blurred background filter.
Yeah, but still looks like tits.
Okay,
maybe I got tits on my mind. I don't know.
I think you might.
I might. It's okay. It's a good thing to have on your mind. How's it going? It's been like a month since we've talked.
Yeah, I guess it has. It's busy. There's a lot of people getting sick, traveling. We went to Charleston for, let's just call it a week.
Okay. That long, really? Wow.
Yeah, it's just Thursday until Tuesday evening.
Yeah. A work week, sure.
Yeah. Which apparently triggered someone at work was like asking where I was because I'm usually in on like Wednesdays. And I got a text from my supervisor that was like, hey, so apparently this person is also getting in other people's business in terms of their work hours.
Oh, no.
They have absolutely no business doing that, but they're doing it because I think they're like wannabe Doge people or something.
That's okay. That was my next question.
So yeah, I'll be going in tomorrow and probably 2 times next week. I have to start going in 5 days a week in June. Yeah, it's wild. There are people that live out of state that work for us and other units, whatever you want to call them, and the powers that be, since they need to be in office, they need to find them an office that they can go to.
Mm-hmm.
So within 50 miles of where they live. So they're trying to find like empty desks at like weird, they could wind up working at a desk in like a garage somewhere that, that's under a Department of Defense.
As long as they're at
in an
desk.
office. Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
It's insane. Fucks. Yeah. So I was lucky enough so that going, I mean, this has all happened in the last like 3 weeks, but they made everyone come into the office and basically tear up their telework agreement. So they had to be in the office 5 days a week. They didn't have enough room for everyone. So they started to have to dismantle the conference rooms and set up like individual desks. And then it turned out that our department like transferred to a different command last year. And when that happened, we all wound up in a bargaining unit. So we're all union members.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And so the union had like a telework agreement in place. So then immediately the telework went back and everyone just went back home. So now everyone's teleworking still, but everyone has to be in the office 1 day a week, which for me sucks because it's 50 miles to Frederick, which is the only reason I'm allowed to work from home for now until June. Anyway, it's a pain in the ass.
What are you going to do in June?
I just have to start going into the office every day.
That's like an hour and a half drive, right?
No, it's usually like an hour to get there, and then it's more than that to get back because the Key Bridge has been out, and
right.
Going up 95 is a pain in the butt.
I used to work right up 70 a bit, and it took me like an hour just from Baltimore to, like up by the golf course. Like it's not even, off of 40. Like
you mean like Turf Valley? Oh
yeah. In Frederick's way past that.
Way past. Yeah, headed west, there's no traffic. I've been blessed that way. If I had to deal with the kind of traffic that goes the other way for as long as I've been working there, I would have left a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh, everybody from Frederick coming into Baltimore kind of deal? Yeah. You're listening to Traffic Talk, everyone.
Yeah. Hot commuting chat.
Hey, man, fuck it. Like, people need to know that. I need to know. Like, I'm sorry that you're going through that. It sucks. Like,
yeah. It's very crazy what's going on. I mean, the latest this week they cut so everything that we do is medical research for Army people or armed forces people. They cut our budget by 57%.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they got rid of like traumatic brain injury. They got rid of a bunch of stuff.
So
And
stuff that benefits veterans
yeah,
and current serving
and
enlisted
service
people.
members, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the news this week. It's crazy. Very crazy. But they're telling us they're like, oh, well, that's just this year. Next year we'll fully fund you. And I'm like, what are you
No, they won't.
what?
No, they won't. No, they won't. That's not true.
I don't
You know
believe
it's
you.
not true. Yeah. That doesn't sound like a thing you're actually going to do. That sounds like horseshit. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
it is. It is nuts.
Yeah, everybody's being in Maryland. There's so many people that we know that work for the military, the government, or like it's just the problem is there's a lot of people around that are just like, yeah, good. Glad
Oh, sure, yeah.
I'm glad thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people lost their job.
Well, every single one of them is a criminal. You know that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, they don't do shit, right? I'm sure they're happy the Department of Education's basically null and void now.
That Vietnam vet is getting really rich working in the machine shop on base.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure they're. Yeah, my dad was in a veteran hospital for a long time.
Yeah.
Those people are goddamn angels. Anyway, let's talk about food at the VA where my dad was.
Oh, I bet it was so good.
It was fucking terrible. I mean, honestly, a step up from regular hospital food, probably.
Yeah, it is kind of bad. The VA has been an issue for God, our entire lives, I guess, and it just never gets any better. And now they're like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna cut it some more.
Yeah, we're just gonna shut it all down. Fuck it. We don't have veterans anymore.
Right. Go to the private hospitals like
yeah. Did you eat anything in Charleston that was good?
Yeah, yes. I had Culver's for the first time, which is I think Wisconsin-based burger slash chicken, but their chicken's terrible. Uh, Joint, and their trademark item is called the Butter Burger.
Okay.
And I don't know whether the beef has butter in it or the bun has butter in it, but they make a smash burger, but the patty is like, it is not a patty. It is like it's like a, a flattened down roadkill thing, and it's pretty good. It's like pretty char grilled. It's just that when you see it on your bun, you're like, oh, what is this? This looks like a burnt dead animal, which it is. And it was good. It was a good burger. And I also wanted to try some of their chicken tenders, and those were horrible.
Really?
Like extra processed for some reason. Like the actual, like you bite into it and it's like biting into like a little sponge.
Oh.
It was like pink slime all the way.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. So I'm trying to look up the Culver's Butterburger like cheat recipe.
Cheat.
No,
I gotta make it at home.
Somebody's tried to, yeah.
It was basically like a Fuzzy's burger, which we can't talk about them anymore. But
no,
the consistency of the beef was a lot like that.
By the way, and I've talked about Fuzzies a bunch in the past and how much I love them. They're terrible fucking monsters. So, that guy was like rubbing the election in people's face.
Yeah,
and
a little bit.
He was kind of like running out of a brewery that is very accepting of lots of people, and they kind of made it known that they don't give a shit, and they were asked to immediately leave. Did you see where they ended up, by the way?
Yeah, I had some Atlas property, and I also saw that they were shut down, I think today, because they didn't have any potable water.
Oh, did you see them put the food truck into there?
I saw like pictures of it.
The crane?
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. Like they put it in next to the waterfront hotel, which they own, which sucks because I love that place.
Yeah.
At Leanna's 40th birthday there. No. 30th. I had her 30th birthday there. I love that place, and then they bought it, and now it's fucking useless. I used to play music there, but love the waterfront.
Yeah, I don't know what happens when, I mean, I know what happens, but when Atlas takes over a place, it just magically loses any character
Yeah,
whatsoever.
it's crazy. Well, it was a neighborhood place, and then immediately became not a neighborhood place.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this recipe, and it looks like the only reason it's called a butter burger is because they just cook it in butter.
That's probably true.
But there's like a Juicy Lucy kind of deal too, where people cook, they put butter in the middle of the patty, encase the butter patty in the patty of beef, and then cook it, and then you got this fucking molten lava of
this
cholesterol
beef is
in the middle.
squished all the way down to like paper thin. So if you're ever gonna go to Culver's, definitely get a double or a triple instead of a single like I did, because it was
Looking at the picture, the burger looks fucking terrible. It looks like it's almost fried compared to the other burgers. Like it looks crunchy.
It is
not,
a little
but
weirdly.
not in a good way.
It's kind of crunchy.
Oh, okay, that's weird.
But I got the bacon, bacon cheeseburger or whatever. It definitely could have used another patty. And they also have really thick red onion on the thing, which
I'm down with that, but not for like that.
I don't really enjoy that. I got it with extra pickles and everything else, and it was pretty good.
Oh, cool. Well, I mean, I think I've only heard of this place, and then when you were telling me about it, I was like, oh, I know it, and then no, I don't at all. Like, I looked at I'm on their menu right now. I don't recognize their like logo.
Super known for their custard and their butter burgers.
Yeah, fresh frozen custard, huh? Yikes. Okay.
I don't know where the closest one in where we are is.
I can't wait to never eat one. Let's see. The closest one is, it says, sorry, there are no restaurants near you. Okay, well, just give up then. Maybe I like
Charleston.
to go try things out. Yeah. Was there any other place that you ate at?
I went to Bojangles, but I've been there before.
Hold on. Just the way you said that makes me.
Well, it wasn't anything new for me.
You're like, I went to Bojangles. I've been there before.
Yeah, there's a couple of them in Maryland. Well, there were. They're all gone now, I think. I think there's only like 5 left, maybe.
I know there's one in Prince George's County on 301 near Leanna's parents' old house.
In like La Plata?
Marlton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it literally was like, I guess, if you go to the end of their block and then you made a right, it was like 3 blocks down on the left.
Yeah.
And one time we went there just because we were going to DC from their house. And we were like, all right, we're going to a wedding. We should fill up on something because we're going to have, it was a pre-booze wedding. Like they got married at a distillery. So we were like, let's get something in our stomach before we do the first round of booze.
Uh-huh.
And then we got Bojangles, and it was terrible.
Well, the stuff that I had was good. It was very salty.
Yes, that too.
But the way the story as it relates to Maryland Bojangles is that the owners had like 50 franchises, and most of them went out of business because they were engaged in wage theft.
Yeah. I think we've talked about this before.
I think they basically were just like, oh, well, we're out of business.
That's crazy. Dude, like, that's amazing. Like,
yeah. And the only other we're going to be going back there periodically for forever. And Zaxby's is the only other one that I've had before, but it was so long ago I can't remember.
Zaxby's. I've heard of Zaxby's.
It's another chicken.
I was about to say it's a chicken place, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they also sell. I think they sell their like seasoning and shit too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's probably why I know. Because I've never, or maybe I don't know. Maybe I've seen it on the road somewhere. Fucking. I'm assuming that's someone's last name. Zaxby's.
George Zaxby.
Sounds like an awesome, like galactic army.
The Heralds of Galactus, Zaxby's.
Yeah. We are at the Zaxby. Oh, they're kind of, oh, got it. Okay, they're doing the, man, fuck them. They're doing the Sheets thing where everything's got a Z in it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Fingers and wings. Fingers with a Z. They got, oh, you can get a salad. They got 4 salads.
You get lemonades.
You know what? You get Zax packs. I thought I was your Zax packs. Fuck you, Zaxby's. God damn it. None of their food looks good, by the way.
But from what I can remember, their tenders are better than Bojangles.
Oh, okay. They do have fried buffalo shrimp will look good. They got veggie egg rolls. I'm just looking at their like sides. They got nibblers.
Nibblers.
Yeah, little chicken sandwiches. See, this is what's driving me crazy. Only certain things have Z's on them, like fried pickles. No. Boneless wings. No.
Boneless
chicken fingers. You know, wow, they got Asian slaw. That's weird.
Well, the Z indicates that it's fun.
Yeah.
That other stuff's not that fun.
We're wacky and wild. Go fuck yourself, chicken wings. They got a fried chicken Philly meal. That's kind of pushing it.
I'd try it.
All right. I think we have to do an episode of like regional, like fast food joints.
Yeah, sure. In-N-Out Burger, you know. Start from the west, go east.
Yeah, and just all the disappointment you can talk about. Dude, so many people talked up In-N-Out Burger to me, and I got it and was just like, this is no better than anything else.
Oh, man. When I was in Louisville for a bachelor party, we got White Castle, and I hadn't had it in 22 years or something, and it was the most heavenly
well, that's different.
I've ever had. It's so good.
The last time I had it, where the fuck was I? We were going from Chicago to Indiana, I think, or the other way around. And I was just like, oh shit, White Castle. We got to fucking try it. Like, I haven't been to a White Castle maybe ever, because I remember like there was like a lot of weird places around Baltimore, like white teapot and white,
White Tower.
Yeah, White Tower or White Royal structure. You know, it was always like, it was like White Castle ripoffs and shit. And man, I got a sack of fucking burgers. Those were amazing.
They're so tasty, and you can just eat like 50 of them. I loved it.
Yeah, that was like one of the cases where eating fast food, I was like, this fucking rules. It is so good, and I can't believe that they're not way bigger than like.
Yeah, there's not. I think there are fewer than 3 in Maryland, as far as I know. But then when you start to hit the actual South, then it's Crystal. It's just the same thing.
Oh, there's a place called Crystal, and it's kind of like that?
Yeah, it's just White Castle of the South.
That's amazing. Yeah, I remember that very vividly. Crosby was a baby. He was 2. Yeah, so it was that long ago.
You can buy White Castle like in the frozen section.
No, but okay, so that's what I'm saying. My buddy JJ is obsessed with White Castle, so he would, at the time we were hanging out a lot. This is before they moved to England, and he would show up to parties with boxes of those frozen things, and then we would just have to steam them in, or do whatever at the party, and they were just never great.
No, and they smell weird when you microwave them.
It's those onions.
It's the onions,
and dehydrated onions.
That whatever beef that is has a very weird aroma.
We both know that's not beef.
No. El Rate.
That's kangaroo or some shit. Fucking wombat.
But those are exotic animals.
Yeah, I've actually had kangaroo burgers. What was it? What was the Fuddruckers? When they had you could get all the fucking crazy meats and
like
shit.
gator. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had a gator burger from there. It was good. It's too much though. Gator's good. From what I've seen, gator's good
in bite form.
In small, yes. In fried, yes.
Oh, I forgot to mention
it's got that kind of fishy flavor.
Yes. Yeah. Kind of almost, no, not like a scallop, but it's weird and stringy. I don't know. Anyway.
It's almost like frog, but too much.
Uh-huh. Culver's also has cheese curds.
I saw that. Were those good?
The fried cheese curd? Yeah, it was fine.
Okay.
Yeah, dipped it in marinara. I was like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, can't go bad with fucking fried cheese. So. Mm-hmm. Okay. I want to talk about a couple things real quick. Um, are you good? Are you done with Charleston?
Yeah, that's basically my update. We have not
All right.
cooked a single damn thing since we got back. And if I cooked anything prior to leaving, I don't remember.
Okay. Then go fuck yourself, Charleston.
That's
We'll
right.
see you later.
That's right.
No, I've been making dog food. We've been making dog food for the past month,
Okay.
pretty much. We've switched.
Oh, it's because your dog is like weird right now.
Well, she was being weird, and we put her on some medicines to make her not weird, which made her weirder and made her appetite terrible because she was having pain moving around, getting up on things.
Mm-hmm.
So we put her on a thing to help that out, which kind of killed her appetite. But then we put her on like doggy Prozac, which made her weirder and distant and didn't eat. So she was losing like tons of weight and it was really scary. She just wouldn't eat. So I, on the best of days, she eats her food just because she's just like, fine. So I was like, fuck it. Let's try to get her appetite up and make her some food. So did rice and chicken and carrots and celery and some greens. And of course she destroyed it. So we've been just doing, we had a big bag of food come in. There was like, the reason originally was there was going to be like a 2-day gap because the food was on its way, but it was late. Because Leanna knows when to order it. We have a like every so many days, they send us the giant bag of food, but it got caught in traffic. And so I was like, well, we'll just get through and just make her some food. And she liked it so much, considering she didn't have an appetite, that we were like, fuck it. Let's just start making her food and see how it works out. And we're like 2 months in now. And we're like, all right, we're just never going to buy dog food again because the farmer's dog, dude, have you ever seen that shit? Like they have commercial for it.
I've seen it. Yep.
That stuff is so expensive.
Yeah.
Like so expensive. And especially like, you got to go through the thing and tell them how much your dog weighs. And then they base the price off of how big your dog is and how much they got to send to you. It doesn't cost that much money to get like a giant pack of fucking chicken thighs from BJ's
and some frozen peas.
Yeah. So we've been doing like, always carrots, always chicken. We do salmon, just cheap, those little salmon fillets that are really super duper small that are just come cryovac that are cheap.
They are cheap, aren't they? They're like $3.50 a piece.
Oh, they're cheaper than that. Like there's
really?
they're like $7 for a fucking 2-pound bag.
Yeah.
It's just that
it's just that
each piece of salmon's so small. Like I don't even know how you would cook the fucking thing.
Very carefully.
Yeah, like I mean, this is the skin on too. So like
you just broil it for like 2 minutes, basically.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's never going to taste good for a human because you're never going to get any char on it. Like you're never going to get any fucking, caramelization on it. It's so thin, but it's perfect for dog food. We have had some setbacks because we started giving her barley, and apparently she couldn't digest it, and like threw up seriously like 2-3 days of food all at once. It was amazing. Like the amount
like
of
me
food
after the wedding.
Yeah, right. Dude, the amount of food that came out of it was horrifying. So we got rid of that. But besides that, like she's gained her like muscle weight back. She has energy. We've kind of taken her off the depressants too, but she's like svelte. She has a lot of energy. Her hips don't hurt her anymore. Like,
and now you're going into business.
Don't think I haven't thought about it.
You and every other Utah
I know that's why
influencer.
No, I know exactly. There's no fucking way. I do have the recipe for the perfect business, which is to go to England and open a barbecue restaurant, or even just an American restaurant. Yeah, burritos, ribs, fucking hamburgers.
Yeah.
Dude, every hamburger I saw when I was over in England or Europe, every time I've been there, they're terrible.
Yep.
They're cooked to shit. They're just hockey pucks. They're black.
Well, they're very worried about the mad cow disease, so they have to.
No, they just don't know what they're doing.
That too.
we were watching there's those guys that come over and, they eat food here, or they, have English children eat American food, or American children eat English food. You've seen those guys. Everybody's seen those guys. We were watching it the other day and they were eating barbecue, and I was like, yeah, no wonder they're fucking coming their pants. They've never had properly cooked meat in their whole entire lives.
Never had country ribs.
Yeah. There was a funny episode where they got ribs and they were about to tuck into them, and the owner of the restaurant comes over. He's like, hey, look, I know who you guys are. Look, you don't eat it with a fork and knife. And they're like, what? Oh God, are we offensive? And he's like, no.
Are we offensive?
Look, he's like, no, you ain't offended nobody. I'm just, look, eat it with your fucking hands. And they're like, oh, okay, great. This sounds like fun. And then of course, come in their pants. Like, cause ribs are amazing. And yeah.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Come in your pants. Ribs are amazing.
Yeah, sure.
Or ribs are amazing. Come in your pants. No. Come on your ribs. Pants are amazing. Rib in your, no. Come in your pants. Whatever. All right. Yeah. So besides the dog food, grilling season's back. I've been I don't know how to describe this. I re-seasoned my grill for the first time in a few years, which consists of me cleaning the whole thing out and then rubbing it all. Like, I tried to sand as much of the rust off as I could, and then just rubbing it with Crisco, just greasing the whole fucking thing up, and then just building a big old fire in the motherfucker and just letting it go.
Speaking of Crisco, have you done any food news, or have we talked about like how tallow is going to be up in everyone's face in the next, like, God knows how long?
No, but let's talk about it.
Yeah, because
I know what you're talking about, because of fucking RFK.
Right, but for one, Steak and Shake is now, well, they're claiming that they're gonna cook all of their fries in beef tallow because of the health reasons. Turns out that
not that it's super cheap.
It's also not true, because the fries are pre-blanched in vegetable or seed oil, and their buns have seed oil in them. So, caveat emptor. But yeah, like all of the grifters I'm seeing on like health TikTok or whatever are like, if you can put beef tallow in it, they're trying to shove beef tallow or just rub it on your face. Like,
there are so many people that are going to be having heart attacks because of this. Like,
okay,
tallow is consistently the worst thing you can fry anything in because it's so highly saturated.
Yeah, it's just nothing but saturated fat.
It's so saturated.
How saturated is it?
Thank you. It's so saturated. There are competitions, and this was a thing when I was in culinary school, that you make tallow statues because even in warm kitchens, it stays hard.
Yeah.
It doesn't melt until it's like over, like basically almost 100 degrees.
Right.
It's very, very highly saturated.
Yeah.
I mean,
make
does it
healthy
taste
again, baby?
But hey, look, when things are fried in it, does it taste amazing?
I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd pay a few
without a
dollars
doubt
to try some of those old school McDonald's French fries.
The problem is now tallow's going to go through the fucking roof,
right?
Because now it's like
it's trendy,
right? And one of the big secrets that a lot of barbecue guys, a bunch of brisket dudes that like for years, because I watch fucking brisket videos all the time, one of their secret tricks is when it comes out, before you wrap it, right as it comes out, before you put it in the crutch, is you just slather that motherfucker in tallow. And then you put it in the bag, or some people do aluminum foil, but whatever. When you wrap it in paper, but first cover it in tallow, it just soaks in. So when you see all those guys, look how juicy it is, and they squeeze it, and all that shit that comes out of it, it's just oil. It's just fat. It's not juicy. It's oily. But that oil has a lot of flavor, and it has a really good mouthfeel when it's warm.
Right.
When it cools down,
it's not good.
You feel like you're fucking Homer Simpson and drank a candle so you can eat that magical pepper. You know what I'm saying? You just have a fucking that just goo in your mouth, because even your body temperature doesn't keep it
That's right.
warm. So imagine,
It's you're just eating
when that's,
congealed fat.
yeah. So when it's in your veins, you know, tallow's a thing that like I'll cook something in, like I'll fry something in it just because I'll have made, you know, beef ribs or something with substance that has a lot, or I trim a lot. Like if I do a brisket and I trim a lot of fat off, I'll render that down and make some tallow and then just fry some veggies or, you know, something potato in it because it really is good. But yeah, the problem is as soon as you're done it, as soon as that hot food leaves, it leaves a film in your mouth because it's so saturated. But it tastes good.
Yeah, one of my high school friends who is one of those Utah-based influencers is making tallow balm with whipped, and they claim it's Wagyu tallow.
No, I guarantee you it's not.
First of all, why why does it have to be Wagyu? It's fucking beef fat. Like, it's not any better than
No, it's
most
not.
other beef fat. But of course they, then they have to mix it with all these other oils and whip it into a foam so that they can put it in a jar and charge you $50.
Yeah. There was a like a brisket influencer, I guess you would call him a barbecue influencer, smoker influencer that I'd watch a lot of his instructional videos because I found it fascinating because he would do it with a pellet grill or, double smoker or gravity smoker or just a can or fucking, the Komodo or whatever the fuck. But he would always do briskets, and he started getting sponsored by Wagyu beef tallow, and it would come in like it was a black can for men, right?
Yeah.
So it's like Wagyu beef tallow, but it was like a Crisco can, just like a
But it's
paper,
for men.
but it's for men, of course, because it's black and it's Wagyu beef tallow. And I was just like, okay, I got it. I think I'm not going to watch your videos anymore because that's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. That, like the fat that's in Wagyu is absolutely not different than other regular cows.
There's just more of it.
There's just more of it. But, it's a buzzword. There is a difference in how fats taste because of the feed.
Yeah.
But the feed of Wagyu is not very different than a lot. Like, it's either corn or grass or,
Well, also, your face isn't going to know the difference.
No, your face isn't tasting it. It's like, glad you put this fucking. And also, that there's no way that beef fat can be good for your face.
Dude, I don't know.
No, of course, because it's now a buzzy thing, and people are gonna be like, tallow. I never knew what tallow was, and it's like, yeah, because you're dumb shit, and that's fine, and you should know what tallow is because it's fallen out of fashion. The next thing is gonna be like, lard is amazing for your armpits.
Absolutely. Yeah. It cures Alzheimer's.
Like, I only sell the most pure manteca. And they're gonna be like, what's manteca? And they're like, it's an ancient Mexican recipe for pig fat. It's like, you mean lard? No, I mean manteca. It's like, there's always some fuckface doing this kind of stuff, and it's so disingenuous, and it sucks. And we got fucking vocal cords McGarble running stuff now. He sounds like he sounds like Tom Waits with a cold. Tom Waits looks at that motherfucker and goes, God damn, your voice has to sound, man, that's gotta hurt. Like,
That's a pretty good Tom Waits.
I listen to a lot of Tom Waits. He does a lot of stuff on radio. Do you ever want to listen to the worst recording of any kind of radio thing you ever want to hear in your life? It's Iggy Pop and Tom Waits doing a radio show together. It really is.
And
They
Ozzy
did
Osbourne.
well, no, Iggy Pop and Tom Waits did a show together last year because they're buddies.
Okay.
And they just played each other their favorite songs at the time. I think one of them broke out a Lizzo song, which was really funny. But it was Waits. He broke out Milkshake. My milkshake wings on the bottom of the yard. Because he's like, I really like the beat of this one. It's got a really crazy
Got
rhythm.
a hook you can jam to.
And then Iggy Pop just kind of, his voice is, and he's very slow. all right, because he has a show on the BBC, Iggy Pop does, on Sundays, and it's incredible. It's the most fucking insane like playlist you've ever heard in your life. Every show of his, but it's incredible. He's got amazing taste. But their show together, it's a rough hang. Like, if you were with him smoking cigarettes, you'd be like, this is the greatest thing in the fucking world. But audio wise, you're just like, this sounds like two Cookie Monsters talking to each other. It's insane. Like, one's got a little bit of, weight's always up, kind of up in this register, and then Iggy Pop.
Well, Iggy Pop could use some beef tallow on his face.
Oh, on his fucking creep stomach? Yeah. That guy looks like fucking beef jerky. Good for him, though. Fuck it. Like, have you ever seen pictures of Iggy Pop where they just take pictures of him when he's like dancing around with his shirt off?
Yeah.
And his boobs and his stomach make monster faces? It's a pretty great. Yeah. The guy's a goddamn genius. The fact that he's still alive is goddamn mystery.
I was going to say, not dead.
Famous for being a friend of Jim Morrison's before he died.
Oh.
And right before Jim Morrison left to go to Paris, gave Iggy Pop his famous leather pants that a couple years later, Iggy Pop just sold for drugs. And Jim Morrison was his hero, but he was like,
I need drugs.
I really needed the drugs at the time.
Yeah, I think he like lives with the guy from Queens of the Stone Age now or something.
No, he lives in Florida.
But don't they have like they're doing some weird collab where they basically live together? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. They did an album together a couple years ago, which is fucking amazing. Like, I think that was Iggy Pop's last album. It's
you know what?
incredible.
You know what I'm thinking of? It was like for a little while we were watching all these clips of the Graham Norton show, and it was from a couple of years ago, and that's what they were promoting.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that makes sense. He probably was living out in the desert with Josh Homme and shit. Because it's basically a Queen's album fronted by Iggy Pop with Josh Homme basically doing background vocals, all the shit he does. It's a great something existential panic or something like that. I don't remember. It's something like that. But great album. Anyway, now that we've all caught up for 45 minutes or whatever it's been.
Yeah.
I won't make anybody suffer too long for the food news.
Food news.
Let me see. I'll let you. Actually, I'll start with something that you'll dig because you're a garbage monster.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. KFC is bringing a international side to America. It's going to be limited release, and it's based on a thing that's weirdly huge in Australia.
Kangaroo fritters.
Exactly. It's going to be KFC, Kangaroo Fritter Chieftains. Yeah. Do you like their mashed potatoes?
Salty, but yeah, I guess they're fine.
Would you like them deep fried?
I do actually like those like mashed potato puffs that you can get, the ones in the frozen bag. They're little yellow puffs of basically just molten mashed potatoes, and you. Yeah,
no, I've had fucking fried mashed potatoes. Is great.
And the McCain Smileys.
Oh yeah, those things. Yeah, those are good too.
Those are mashed potatoes, but not as mashed potato-y.
So KFC just added crunchy new mashed potato poppers to the menu.
Okay.
And it's everything that a lot of people have been waiting for. Described as crunchy on the outside with a creamy filling of classic KFC potatoes, these golden brown goodies are unlike anything previously seen in the States. The new menu item will hit drive-thrus starting, let me see, on the 17th. So happy International Irish Day for that. But it won't last forever. It's going to only stick around for a little bit. They won't say how long, but I'm just assuming they bought like 4 bags of it. And then once the 4 bags are out, it's done. So they developed this after looking to Australia. So you're going to love the name of this because it's very
Australian.
It's very Australian, the name of these things. But also It's fucking crazy. So, quote, we were inspired by a popular KFC menu in Australia called Mashies. But our new mashed potato poppers are refined.
Give me a side of Mashies.
Yeah. Are a refined modern take on our iconic mashed potatoes and seamlessly complement gravy or any other dipping sauce on the menu, a KFC person said before just giggling at the word Mashies. To many KFC diners in Australia, Mashies are almost sacred. These limited edition fried mashed potatoes sold in a 12-pack and disappeared for almost a decade before popping back up in 2023.
So it's like the McRib.
Yeah, it's nuts because, like, you know, now with the internet for the last 30 years, people know what is being served in other countries.
Of the world.
You know, like there's always like, you know, the fast food Illuminati letting each other know basically what's going on and shit, right? And this was like a thing, like Australians have been nostalgic for this fucking thing forever. So when it popped back up, people went apeshit for it. But stateside, hungry visitors can snag this snack for $7 for a dunk it bucket.
The dunk it bucket.
Yeah, dunk it bucket. I'm about to dunk it bucket. After this show, the chain's first new bucket in 10 years. Do they have different buckets? I mean, I know they got a bucket of chicken, but
oh yeah, they have like the famous bowl bucket.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this limited time combo includes an order of poppers, original recipe chicken tendies, fries, and 3 dipping sauces. Wow, that's kind of good. You can pick your own 3 between 7 sauces, including the brown gravy. So you can also get these just a 5 piece. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. $7. Yeah, that actually is pretty good because fuck, KFC's expensive as fuck these days.
Yeah, we got some Popeyes a few weekends ago when we were not wanting to leave the house, and I think an 8-piece was like $22.
Ugh, yeah, dude, it's crazy. So KFC is not the only people to embrace the dippable sauce forward menu, and this was a thing I was reading about, you know, because they always do the end of the year, like what's coming up this year, and one thing was like sauce. So like, you know, anything that can be dipped in sauces, because people, that's how people can take one thing that tastes like one thing and then make it taste different with just sauces.
Sure.
You know,
I'm seeing an awful lot of hot honey collabs, and I'm sick of it.
Oh, I'm done. That shit was played out like fucking 5-7 years ago, but now it's finally like in
everything,
food, right? Yeah. Hot honey sucks. Like,
hot take.
Because it's okay if you just put a little bit of hot stuff in it, but most hot honey is fucking crazy hot. Like, it makes everything terrible. It's like when people are like, yeah, I love fucking hot Nashville hot chicken. No, you don't. Most hot, it's inedible. It's pain, and it's not good.
It's pain in chicken form.
Yeah. So like Taco Bell's been doing like steak and queso crunch wrap sliders. So like little mini crunch wraps. Popeye's been doing, they've been selling their sauces to stores, and Heinz has been doing global inspired flavors and shit. So it's like a new thing. Just get ready for everybody to have their own brand and, you know, that kind of shit. Where are we at? Okay. 2 more things. And this one's for me and for you. I think you like pickle juice, right?
I'm okay with it.
All right. Well, Clausen's is releasing just pickle juice. Just bottles of fucking pickle brine.
Okay.
After finishing off the last kosher dough in the pickle jar, it's common for people to simply drain the jar of leftover liquid. Nope. I drink it or save it for brining chicken.
I usually make more pickles.
Oh, do you really?
You can make, just throw some green beans in there.
Oh, yeah. Crosby goes through pickles like crazy, so we always have like a brine jar that like when it's done, we just dump it into that and then put the new thing of pickles in. But I save it for when I make fried chicken or fried chicken tenders or something because it's so good to just as a brine for meat. But Clausen's is doing just the brine for a limited time. So let me see. The response has been crazy. People are like, hell yeah. Because, dude, I think people would just drink this shit. Because it's actually, I mean, I don't think that I'm looking at the bottles right now, and that's 8 ounces. That's not bad. If you get like an 8-ounce bottle, like brine's supposed to be really good for you after a workout, like where you sweat a lot, you know? You just get like salt.
Bartenders love it.
Yeah. You get like salt and maybe a little garlic flavor in it. So just the brine is a bottle instead of a can, allowing consumers to reseal the precious nectar between uses. Clausen recommends using the brine as a mixer by night and an electrolyte booster by day, thereby pickling yourself and later unpickling yourself. That's me smacking my knee. The 8-ounce bottles will be sold in 6-packs via GoPuff in New York, Chicago, and Boston. 3 cities with, quote, deep Irish heritage and legendary celebrations, the press release explains. Is this press release fucking racist? What's going on?
What does that have to do with the Irish?
We're our own race. Fucking drunks. It's deeply racist. No, it's not racist, but it's a little problematic. I mean, being like, we know you fucking mix are gonna take this shit, mix it with fucking whiskey. You
Irishmen
fucks.
love your brine.
Yeah, have fun fucking mixing it with mashed potatoes. You fucking Mick fucks. Yeah. However, anyone outside of those cities can enter to win. Of course, so you just go to their website and fucking try to win it, or just buy their goddamn pickles. And just strain it. I wonder how much it costs. Let's see.
6-pack, probably $8.
Say
No more than that. Pickles are not cheap.
no, but it's weird they don't put how much it costs. Because pickleback shocks have become a thing, so it's not like it's cheap anymore to just have the brine. But you would think the brine would be cheaper than the pickles. Huh.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm saying $8 or $9.
Yeah. Now I feel like I got to look it up, but that's going to take forever. Oh, GoPuff is an alcohol delivery thing.
GoPuff kind of does everything. So like you can order from 7-Eleven and
it's not even on their fucking menu, I guess, because I'm in Baltimore. So yeah, let's see. What if I change it to
use VPN to change your location to New York?
New York. Oh, it won't just let me. I got to put an address in. All right. Well, that's okay. Thanks, GoPuff, for being a shitty website. Maybe I was going to try to see how much something would cost in the Airbnb I was going to go to. Fucking
that's right.
Dumb website.
I'm moving there next week and I need some brine.
Yes. Oh, you know what's great about this article? At the end of it, you know what's recommended? Valentine's Day pickle bouquet.
Guess that was the last time we spoke.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you choice. What's the most famous cheese in America? Girl Scout cookies are toxic. Coffee is weirdly healthy. Or a bread expert wants to debunk a major myth about sourdough starters.
God, I have no idea.
All right. Fuck the Girl Scouts then.
Okay. I mean, not literally.
No. Fuck the Girl Scout cookies. Girl Scouts of America is facing a proposed class action suit. I just fucked that all up. Proposed class action lawsuit that claims its cookies contain heavy metals and pesticides. According to Reuters, the lawsuit was filed in federal court against the Girl Scouts of America and its cookie manufacturers, Ferrero USA and Interbake Foods. The lawsuit is led by Amy Mayo out of New York State. Specifically, the lawsuit calls out a 2024 studied commission by Moms Across America and GMO Science, which tested cookies for toxic metals and herbicide glyphosate, AMPA. According to the findings, 100% of the samples were positive for glyphosate, 100% were positive for toxic metals, 22 out of 25, which is 88%, of the samples were positive for all 5 toxic metals, 76 were positive for levels of cadmium that exceeded the EPA limits in water for now, and 24 out of 25, 96%, were positive for lead.
Yikes.
Yeah, dude, that's really fucking awful. In the lawsuit, Mayo says she would have paid substantially less or not purchased the cookies at all had the organization disclosed the dangerous toxins.
What? These cookies are poisonous? I'm not paying over $2.
Was she eating a box of these while she was giving the fucking interview? I would have paid some. If they'd have told me, I would pay this much. This is ridiculous. But I mean, if I got $5 off, yeah, of course I'm giving my children toxic metal fucking cookies. What? Oh my God, that is a wild statement. Let me re-say that just in case I read it wrong. In the lawsuit, Mayo says she would have either paid quote unquote substantially less or not purchased the cookies at all had the organization disclosed the quote unquote dangerous toxins.
You know what? I might have not even bought them.
I wouldn't have shot myself if I knew that bullet was dangerous.
If they were just honest with me and told me about the arsenic, I would have been fine with it.
If Sauron would have told me what he was going to do with those orcs, I wouldn't have released them. Jesus Christ. However, it's critical to note that the study was not peer-reviewed, nor was it published in a scientific or academic journal that will call for that kind of rigorous background. It also had a very small sample size. Yeah, it also had a very small sample size, testing and purchasing only 25 cookies across 3 states, California, Iowa, and Louisiana. Furthermore, as USA Today pointed out, the study compared the levels of heavy metals and glyphosate to Environmental Protection Agency standards rather than those set by the Food and Drug Administration.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Okay. Still, it was close enough to persuade a class action suit. Quote, while the entire sales practice system for Girl Scout cookies is built on the foundation of ethics and teaching young girls sustainable business practices, defendants failed to uphold the standards themselves, the lawsuit claims. They're seeking $5 million in damages, which honestly sounds like very low.
$5
to be
million?
paid to U.S. $5 million to be paid to, that's very low. To be paid to U.S. buyers in an injunction requiring Girl Scouts to add disclosures to its packaging.
Yeah, because we just bought a shitload of Girl Scout cookies.
Me too.
Where's my card in the mail?
Yeah, what the fuck? While Girl Scouts haven't commented on the lawsuit, it did reply to the study in February, posting, quote, the health and safety of Girl Scout and Girl Scout customers is our top priority. Rest assured, Girl Scout cookies are safe to consume, end quote. It added that the cookies were made with, quote, ingredients that adhere to food safety standards set by the FDA and other relevant authorities, end quote. It also added that these contaminants are often found in the environment, which, wait, what? It also added that these contaminants are also found in the environment, which, quote, does not mean that the foods are harmful to consume. You know what else is fucking found in the environment? Uranium. Fuck you. The Girl Scout cookie program is about more than the sweet treat. It teaches Girl Scouts to think critically, build confidence, and use the skills of entrepreneurship, leadership, and business ethics in the real world.
It's always just a fucking website. It's basically a Facebook page. Buy my cookies, and that is it.
No, it's you have young children bothering people outside of Safeways going, can you buy some cookies? Blink, blink. Like, just fucking
They
fun
have to
shit.
do the blink, blink, though.
Yeah, just fund the goddamn Girl Scouts, you fucking awful monsters. Stop making them sell
good
cookies.
Civics lessons.
Yeah, it tells them to get fucked by some weird drunk guy. Fuck off. I don't eat your fucking cookies. Who then comes back out like, can I have some of your cookies?
I changed my mind.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to tell you fuck off. I love your cookies. But yeah, that's disturbing. And I hope someone looks into that, because the FDA and the fucking
Yeah. They're not going to be around much longer.
They're going to be putting fucking next thing's going to be Girl Scout tallow cookies.
Tallow, lemon tallow bites.
To be fair, tallow would be better than whatever they put in the Samoas. You can't call them that anymore, but what are they called?
Caramel delights.
Caramel delights. Yeah. Whatever weird thing that coats your mouth now that they make those cookies with, I'd rather have the tallow.
Still eating them.
Yeah, no, me too. Because I'm a fucking garbage person that loves those goddamn cookies. I have 3 sleeves of goddamn the mint cookies in my freezer right now, because that's the only way to eat them. All right. Thanks for listening to the Rude Cooking School podcast, everybody. Yeah. I'll be back next week with another episode. Sorry, I was out for a couple weeks. Things come up. Things happen. I was stuck in traffic and couldn't get home, and then things happen because I have a life. Evan has a podcast that is his life. Evan, tell them about your podcast.
It is called The CTB Show. You can find it at ctb.show. That's the URL. We took a week off because I was out of state. So now we're going to get back to it this Sunday, and I don't know what we're going to talk about.
All right. Interesting comment, Evan. Thank you for your help.
Interesting comment?
I don't know. I just keep looking at your titty wall. It's fine. I'm trying to, in my head, I'm like, am I open to be on the show on Sunday? Maybe. Yeah, thanks for listening to the Rude Cooking School podcast. We really appreciate it. Come and join the Facebook feed. It's really fun. Lots of goofy shit going on over there. Lots of fun recipes, a lot of fun memes. A good time is had by all. Join us on Blue Sky. At Rude is me. At Rude Cooking School is the podcast site. Come join us there and share things there, and it's fun. Tag with hashtag at Rude. Who gives a shit? That said, my name is John Hauser III. Don't yuck my yum. Do have mashies. Yes. Make some mashies in your pants. See you later, everybody.
Bye.